I have been to the mountaintop. On March 1968, Martin Luther King agreed to visit Memphis, Tennessee in support of a strike by the city sanitation workers. On the 3rd of April, King made his famous "I've been to the mountaintop" speech. The following day, King was assassinated by a sniper while standing on the balcony of the motel where he was staying. And now I would just do a small insert from that speech. Delighted to see each of you here tonight in spite of a storm warning. You reveal that you are determined to go on anyhow. Something is happening in Memphis. Something is happening in our world. And you know, if I were standing at the beginning of time with the possibility of taking a kind of general and panoramic view of the whole human history up to now, and the Almighty said to me, "Martin Luther King, which age would you like to live in?" I would take my mental flight by Egypt, and I would watch God's children in their magnificent trek from the dark dungeons of Egypt, through, or rather across the Red Sea, through the wilderness and toward the Promised Land. And in spite of its magnificence, I wouldn't stop there. I would move on by Greece and take my mind to Mount Olympus, and I would see Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Euripides, and Aristophanes assemble around the Parthenon. And I would watch them around the Parthenon as they discussed the great and eternal issues of reality. But I wouldn't stop there.
Come on, brother.
I would go on even to the great heyday of the Roman Empire, and I would see developments around there through various emperors and leaders. But I wouldn't stop there. I would even come up to the day of the Renaissance and get a quick picture of all that the Renaissance did for the cultural and aesthetic life of man, but I wouldn't stop there. I would even go by the way that the man for whom I am named had his habitat, and would watch Martin Luther as he tacks his 95 Theses on the door at the Church of Wittenberg, but I wouldn't stop there. I would come up even in 1863 and watch the vacillating president by the name of Abraham Lincoln finally come to the conclusion that he had to sign the Emancipation Proclamation, but I wouldn't stop there.
Come on, brother.
I would even come up to the early 30s and see a man grappling with the problems of the bankruptcy of his nation, and come with an eloquent cry that we have nothing to fear but fear itself. But I wouldn't stop there. Yes. Strangely enough, I would turn to the Almighty and say, if you allow me to live just a few years in the second half of the 20th century, I will be happy. We march for the opportunity to one day visit the mountaintop. Thank you.
All right.
Without you, I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can't say never would have made it. I never would have made it without you. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can't
who were in the civil rights movement being active for the freedoms that we have today. On behalf of the Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and the Department of Campus Life, we would like to again thank you for joining in us in remembering the civil rights leader, Martin Luther King Jr., as we marched. Thank you.